Lighting is the most commonly failing item on the MOT test, and it's also one of the easiest things to fix. So here's what you need to know. The headlight can only show white or yellow light, and the rear light can only show red light. Now, believe it or not, a cracked or even a holed rear lens is not necessarily a reason for MOT failure, as long as any damage has been repaired properly, and in the case of the headlamp, the aim is not unduly affected. For example, if there was a crack along the bottom of this lens here, I could get away with a repair like this, because I'm using red tape on a red lens. Don't try and take the mickey though. If tape is the only thing holding your lens together, then your bike will fail. All of your lights need to be securely fitted and not flicker when tapped by hand, and you need to be able to see at least 50% of the visible light. That is, it can't be obscured by anything. Headlight aim is the most common problem with the MOT, and your bike can fail if it's wrong. But if you're nice to them, most MOT testers will adjust it for you or let you do it yourself. You can save the hassle though by adjusting it before you go. Now this bit is reasonably complicated, so pay attention. Most headlamps will just be tested on dipped beam. Only British pre-focus or spot beams will be tested on main beam. So if you've got a modern bike, in most cases you'll just have your dipped beam aim tested. Get someone to sit on the bike and hold it upright whilst you measure the distance from the ground to the centre line of the bulb or bulbs. You need to know this because different rules apply for bulbs that are up to 850mm from the ground and ones that are over 850mm from the ground. Mark a centre line of the same height as your bulbs that you've just measured on a handy wall. This is your horizontal 0% line. Now draw a vertical line from the floor to about a foot or so above the horizontal line. This is your vertical 0% line. Start with the bike against this line. Wheel it backwards in a straight line so that the headlight is about 12'6" or 3.81 metres away from the wall. Get someone to sit on the bike in the normal riding position and make sure your tyres are inflated correctly. The E4 mark on this Fireblade notes that it has a European approved headlamp, which means it's only going to be tested on dipped beam. I've drawn out a mock-up of an aiming screen. If you want to do the same, the exact measurements are in the guide. If your dipped beam flicks up to the left like that, the start of the flick has to be between the 0 and the 2% lines. As you can see from our Fireblade though, we've got a flat top, and as you can see, that flat top falls within the red tolerance band because our bulbs are less than 850mm from the ground. If they were above 850mm, that flat top would have to fall within the blue tolerance band. If it does flick up to the right, then you're going to need a new UK spec lens, or you can fit converters or stick-on masks to obscure that right flick up. Although they're only supposed to be a temporary measure, they're not a reason for failure, as long as they're fitted properly.